welcome to this week's BDTV Newscast. My name is Marshawn Porter.
And I'm Maya Abramson, here to bring you this week's round of school news. Today, we start off with an exclusive interview with Rickey Smiley.
Then we'll have a look at our sports with another episode of Student Athletes Corner. Plus, we'll be learning about Women's History Month.
All this and more coming up on BDTV. For now, let's head to Jaden Perkins with Rickey Smiley.
Throughout the years, Ben Davis High School students have been able to come to Olivet Missionary Baptist Church for a Black History program. We got to interview Rickey Smiley, comedian and talk show host. Let's see what he has to say about the youth of today and the adults of tomorrow.
Well, you have to talk to the youth because somebody talked to us, when we were your age. People would always come to the school, had a lot of encouragement. I remember, as I just talked about my freshman year, Reverend Jesse Jackson came to talk to us at Tuskegee, and it just really meant a lot to me. So it's really, really important because I pulled a lot from that speech, and so I determined that I was going to give back.
In his speech, he touched on different subjects like respect, confidence, and overcoming your odds.
I'm giving everybody in here $1 million in information. You got to take this information and cash it. It's real. They don't think you can make it. They think you ratchet. They think you ghetto. They think you hood. Jesse Jackson said, just because you live in the projects don't mean that the projects live in you.
Pull your pants up, dress nice, be respectful, work hard, put your phones down unless you're looking in your phones to get information, and focus on what you're doing, because the more time you put into what you're doing, the bigger the outcome. Because the more you put in, the more you get out.
Jaden Perkins, BDTV.
Right?
Here lies the body of a black man, life cut short by a scheme, otherwise known as the American dream. See, it is important to understand that whether it be your dream or mine, the American dream is a lie. And while it's written in black and white, if you're black, it doesn't apply. And you're given a chance to strive, be it you're blonde-haired and blue-eyed, but being in my black body dreaming is like it's spelled harder, you have to try. They ask me why. Why do I tell the stories of black oppression? Why does every word that I speak stem from aggression? Why do I feel the need to push the black people message? Well, let's learn a lesson. There was 100+ years of pain on top of my people being shackled and enslaved. We were given a world we can't change. Tell us our hair needs to be tamed. Only way out is through fame. Told to dribble a ball or pick up a mic. Pushing poverty because to be out of mind is to be out of sight. Stealing black boy joy till he has nothing left but to fight. For the freedom you refused us, and against the crimes you accuse of, and against the hate you're so sure of. So every day that I have to prove that I deserve to be seen is a day that I prove that there is no American dream. Only systemic oppression and a war on skin that looks like me. So don't ever question my aggression when in front of me lies yet another body of yet another black man plastered on my screen. Where was his turn to believe? Where was his American dream? And yet we are still expected to believe that this is the land of the free. So yes, it's time for me to speak up. May my words be my weapon and my melanin pull the trigger. Oh, and while I'm on to something bigger, my ancestors told me to tell you that you and your American dream can kiss our big, black, beautiful afros.
Thank you, Noraya, for that beautiful poem. Now, our teachers have been working very hard to make their own dreams come true. Now to Jaden Krishner, who will take us further into Teacher of the Year, and then we'll have some topics that will help us in our future.
I'm Mr. Hayes. I've been teaching here at Ben Davis for 15 years. I teach student publications, meaning I'm in charge of the school newspaper and the school yearbook.
Me and Mr. Hayes have a very chill relationship. He lets me take on a leadership role within the classroom and have student-led classes and let me control the vibe, but not too chill to the point where he's leaned back and not helping with anything. It's a nice balance between that.
He is someone who lets students make their own decisions. He is someone who is there as a leadership force, as a guiding force, but lets students make the decisions. It's our paper, it's your yearbook, and would let us be the guides of that, let us make mistakes, and let us really thrive and grow, putting out this very public product to people our age.
So I've been in Mr. Hayes' class for 3 years. Yearbook every time, and we've always gotten along really well, joke around. The whole class is really close, but Mr. Hayes is the one that kind of holds everyone together.
My advice to my younger self or to younger teachers that are just starting out in the profession is to set your expectations on day one. And make sure you have good classroom management on day one. Don't let kids get away with things, because once you let them get away with something, they think they can get away with everything. So you need to have good expectations. You need to have good classroom management. I think that helps set a classroom tone and helps just make you a better teacher and make your classrooms run a lot smoother.
Another opportunity we have for our future is the military. Here's Gary Deaton with some enlisting facts.
We talked to Sergeant First Class Krevson about joining in the armed forces. Here's what he had to say.
When enlisting in the armed forces, there's a lot of perks. Right off the top of my head, training, outstanding training no matter what branch of service you serve in, education benefits, adventure, money. It's a very competitive salary, and service, not just service to country. With the National Guard, you can do service to state and community. The rest of the armed forces is always service to country and being a part of something greater than yourself. And what kind of person do you have to be while being in the military? Being in the military, you're supposed to be held to a higher standard as a standard civilian. To wear the uniform, it's a special part of a team. It's a special thing. So you should always hold yourself to higher standards and have integrity. How's a military career compared to a regular office job? Being in the military, there's all different types of jobs. Some jobs are office jobs where your standard day-to-day is being in an office. But there's a lot of hands-on jobs. There's a lot of trade skill jobs. There's combat support jobs. Every military branch has different types of jobs, and those jobs are going to vary. It's a guaranteed you'll get deployed. There's no guarantee that you'll get deployed. There's no guarantee that you won't get deployed. It all depends on what branch of service you're serving in, what unit you're with, and what your specific job is in the military. It also depends on what's going on around the world. Those factors all play into whether or not you'll be deployed during your time in the service.
Gary Deaton, BDTV.
Many of us are first-time voters as the 2020 election approaches us, and it is very important in taking the right steps to make an impactful vote. Step number 1 is to get registered. You can register online at indianavoters.in.gov, in person at a public assistance office, or at any BMV licensed branch. Step number 2 is to research political parties and their candidates. Step number 3 is to know the issues and get educated on your candidates and their parties, morals, and policies. Step number 4 is to check your state rules and regulations. First-time voters are required to bring a valid photo ID, a bill, a pay stub, or a government document showing their name and address. Step number 5 is to cast your ballot. Together we can make a difference as new-time voters. Jennifer Moreno, BDTV.
If you're interested in the military or voting, you must be as educated as possible. But if the military is not for you, we also have college. In 4 years, you become a senior once again. And let's see how senioritis is different from high school year and college year. Then we'll take a few steps back to see all the high school events that are coming up.
As seniors, we've all felt it. The nagging bug that gets stronger as the end of the school year draws closer. Of course, I'm talking about senioritis.
I am an industrial designer at Delta Faucet. I went to school for that at Purdue University, but I'm also a sales associate at the Runners Forum, which is a running store on the side.
Senioritis is defined as a supposed affliction of students in their final year of high school or college. As high school students, we hear a lot about senioritis. However, we don't hear much about the college perspective.
Like in high school, I still felt like I needed to do somewhat well, and in college, I realized I didn't really have to do that anymore. So many of my classes I was finishing up with, like I didn't have anything to do with my major or the job that I wanted. In order to stay more in it in college, I would say find something you're actually passionate about doing, something else outside of your major to make you happy. Clubs is a good one because it helps you have meet people, have friends and stuff, and can give you a goal or stuff to do outside of the classroom.
We only have a few months left, Giants. From BDTV, I'm Bailey Moore.
BD Theater presents The Little Mermaid on March 6th at 7 p.m. and March 8th at 2 p.m. All tickets are $6. Visit bdtheater.com for more information.
Since the beginning of the second semester, the Ben Davis Symphony Orchestra is preparing for their annual contest season with some of the most advanced pieces the students have seen yet. Here's Miss Noble to tell us how she prepares for contest.
I think one thing that I'll do, like major prep, is just straight listening to the recordings over and over and over again. And you know, there's always something in each recording where you'll find something that inspires you. It gives you great ideas for the interpretation, and sometimes you just do that on your own too.
Consistently earning gold in Group 1 performances for the past decade, Miss Noble attributes only one thing to her program's success.
The students. I have kids who work incredibly hard. Like kids that I go, how did that happen? Wow, like they care. You know, I think if you have a group of kids that really do care, good things will happen any way that you do them.
Our Symphony's contest performances officially start the month of April. Zachary Haynes, BDTV.
Thanks, Zach. Earlier this week, we experienced very pleasant weather with a few showers. However, today will be the coldest day out of the week. Today will be mostly cloudy with a high of 38 and a low of 25. There will also be a 20% chance of rain and snow. Make sure you get outside during this weekend because it's full of sunshine. Saturday will be mostly sunny with a high of 49 and a low of 38. Sunday will also be mostly sunny with a high of 59 and a low of 50. As we head into the new school week, Monday will have a high of 56 and a low of 49 with a 70% chance of rain. Tuesday will be cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 37 with a 50% chance of rain. Wednesday will be clear of rain and will be partly cloudy with a high of 47 and a low of 35. Lastly, Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 37. So make sure you have your umbrellas handy for the rain that's coming and make sure you enjoy that sunshine. Only 12 more days till spring break, Giants. Keep pushing. For BDTV, I'm Vanessa Ticino.
Good morning, Giants. As winter sports come to an end, spring sports are just beginning.
After suffering a loss in sectionals to Southport, the boys' basketball season is over. Make sure you congratulate the Giants on a job well done this season. As winter sports come to an end, spring is just beginning. Sports like baseball, softball, boys and girls track, and girls tennis are all getting ready for the season. Make sure you come out to support. Jared Crowley, BDTV.
1.5 million people in the U.S. have lupus. Among those people is a 6'1" post player out of Ben Davis High School. She has had many trials and tribulations, but she didn't let this one define her future.
I found out I had lupus because I kept getting sick. We went to plenty of doctor visits. We visited about 3 doctors. So I ended up getting my blood drawn, and when the blood came back, I ended up testing positive for lupus.
Natalie explains that she was prescribed vigorous medicine with some pretty harsh side effects, some of which altered her appearance.
It had my face really swollen, my acne got really bad in my T-zone, my heart started having palpitations, so she had to taper me down a little quicker than what we were planning on doing.
The surprising factor about her situation is that she wasn't ever baffled about playing. While it did raise concerns, she kept fighting through.
My major concern from the beginning is how is she going to deal with this disease? Lupus started on my maternal grandfather's side of the family. I had several cousins who had it, and they had pretty bad cases of lupus. So I felt sorry for my daughter because I didn't know whether or not hers was going to be severe or was going to be mild. So I was scared. I was honestly afraid. But Natalie came through like a champion. She did everything that she was supposed to. But I felt guilt in the beginning because I felt that I gave her this disease. She has conquered this disease.
One of the hardest parts about this journey was me playing basketball and being on the court and having everybody see my fat face and my bad acne because I was very insecure about it because it got really bad. It was inflamed and it just wasn't me. One thing I've learned from this whole experience is to be way more responsible than what I used to be because I have to take medicine every day, and if I forget a day, it might affect my labs when I go to the doctor. Another problem I have that I have to do differently is when I get fatigued a lot easier now. So when I start feeling my body getting fatigued, I have to like sleep for a good 10 to 12 hours in order for me to get my full energy back and get restored and be able to do what I do best.
Natalie matured as she went through this experience. Learning how to manage not only herself, but balancing out basketball and this disease has taught her well. She finished the season averaging 10.7 points per game and 5.8 rebounds per game. She even hit the game winner against Roncalli to advance in the state tournament.
Corner to Michael Jett, back to Goff, 2 seconds. They're gonna have to throw up a shot. Natalie Howard inside for the win! Yes! Ben Davis wins it, 58-56!
I told her many, many times, you have lupus, but lupus doesn't have you.
I'm Adrian Reese, back on my segment, Student Athletes Corner. This week, I'll be talking with Candace Robinson.
I don't think being a 3-sport athlete is that hard, especially if you know how to manage your time, if you don't have time management. Outside of the sports that I play, I like to hang out with my friends and family as much as possible, go to the movies, stuff like that. Plans or goals after high school are to go to Northwestern University and play softball. I plan on majoring either in biomedical science or health sciences. I want to be in the medical field somehow.
Adrian Reese, BDTV.
Thank you for yet another story of one of our student athletes. Now, let's switch gears. We'll learn about Women's History Month, followed by a speech by Nia Brown. But for now, here's Madison Gaimon teaching us about women's history.
Almost 100 years ago, women gained the right to vote. Less than 65 years ago, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man, fueling the civil rights movement. And 4 years ago, Hillary Clinton became the first woman to receive a presidential nomination for a major political party. These important moments in history are inspiring, and we cannot forget the women who have made it possible to pass these milestones, such as Susan B. Anthony, Harriet Tubman, Oprah Winfrey, and so on. Although we have made it this far, we still have a long way to go. Many acts, such as the Equal Pay Act, signed in 1963, and the Civil Rights Act, signed in 1964, have been put in place to fight back against discrimination towards women. Yet still, women on average make 79 cents to every man's dollar. The way we can fight these problems is feminism. Feminism is the movement of women's equality. Anyone can be a feminist, any race and any gender. Take this month to educate yourself and others on what we can do for the equality of men and women. There's more history to be made. For BDTV, I'm Madison Gaimon.
Women. You can tell who's the strongest ones are. Of course, it's the ones who build one another up. Kindness is key. Kindness is a quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. It's a choice from the heart. To women, love one another and care for each other. Know that kindness starts within us. Spread your kindness. Nia Brown, BDTV.
What is success? People view success in many different ways, such as being successful in academics or in sports. Today we have interviewed a senior to see his view on success.
Success to me means just putting your best foot forward and doing the best you can, no matter what you're born with, whatever you have, just doing the best you can. Just giving everything I have towards my goals in life and just trying my hardest no matter what the outcome may be. I consider my dad successful because he wasn't really given nothing growing up. He had to work for everything he got, and he really struggled in life, but through perseverance, he got through it.
Rodney Beeler, BDTV.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's newscast. We hope you enjoyed.
And make sure you tune into next week's newscast. And remember, Giants, if it's about you and me, it's on BDTV.